Welcome back, folks. This is tutorial number 9 for Fusion 360. If you've been following along, we've created our 1, 2, 3 block. We put a hole in it, added chamfers and fillets. We've added text. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to teach you how to add a hole pattern, all right, or just any type of geometry pattern, but we're going to use circles because it's quick. For our block, what we want to do is we want to punch a series of holes down through this side. And in order to do that, you guessed it, we're going up to the top left corner to choose Create Sketch. Okay, green plus mark. This time we want to choose the tall face. So this one right here of our object. So I'm going to click there when it highlights. And what we want to do now is we're going to create a series of holes down through the side. We only need to draw one though. In the past, I've told you measurements for different things. This time, we're just going to draw one, and I'm going to show you how you go about positioning something using the dimension feature. So the first thing we want to do is we want to choose our circle, so center diameter circle. And on purpose, even though I want it to land in the center over here, I'm going to draw it kind of off to the corner. You don't need to do this, but this is just to illustrate what I'm doing a little better. I'm going to select a random point and pull away with my mouse. And I want the diameter of this circle to be 3/8 of an inch, or 0.375. Now, at this time, this circle is not positioned where I want it. I'm just going to hit return, and you'll notice it's off here to the side. What we're going to do now is we're going to use our dimension feature, which is right up here. It looks like an H. You're going to click Sketch Dimension, and the first thing we want to do is we want to get our hole centered. So if I hover over the edge of this circle, I don't recommend that you use the center point. Click on the edge of the circle. Fusion will understand what you're going for. When it highlights, click on it. And now it's asking me for a diameter, but I don't need to do that. I'm going to choose the outer edge. And it actually doesn't matter which one you use. But make sure you don't pick up the chamfered edge. Pick up the outer edge right here. It'll turn black. Click once. And now you'll notice if I drag up, I have a dimension attached to that. And that's exactly what I want. All right, so move it off of your drawing. You can do it on your drawing, but it's poor practice. So move it off of your drawing. And when you click one time, it's going to request a dimension. I want it to be centered, and we know our block is 1 inch thick, so half of that would be 0.5. And when I hit a return or enter, watch what happens to the circle. Okay, it has referenced this outer edge, and it's moved the circle. Okay, so now that's exactly a 1/2 inch, and it's locked there. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we want to make this circle a 1/2 inch from our top edge. I'm still in the dimension function. You notice my cursor has that little H or that dimension line on it. If I choose the circle again, and then I choose this top edge, and I'll zoom in so you can see it, that turns black. Now when I pull out to this side, I have another dimension. When I click, I'm going to type 0.5. I'm going to hit return. That has now properly located that circle a 1/2 inch down from the top and a 1/2 inch in from the side. At this point, we're now going to create a rectangular pattern. All right. We're going to go under our Create tab. Down here towards the bottom, you'll see Rectangular Pattern. I'm going to choose that. And the first thing it's asking me is for objects. So all I want is the circle. Now you'll see that there are arrows, and if I wanted to, I could drag those. Okay, and you'll notice it automatically creates a pattern. All right, but I don't actually want that. I want to type in my references for this. So what we can do, this one says direct distance type extent. That's what we're going to use this time, and it will automatically spread them out in that extent. I don't need my quantity going across to be more than 1, so I'm going to change that to 1. The distance is 0 inches. And now I want my second quantity down here to be 4. And my distance is going to be -2. Now, if you don't think that's working correctly, notice that they're perfectly centered down through here. All right. At this point, I can choose OK. And I now have 1, 2, 3, 4 circles evenly spaced down through there. All right. I'm going to select Finish Sketch.